Hey guys, Retro Donut here. So today I'm going to be showing you how I turned a faulty DS Lite and turned it into a Game Boy macro. Here is the DS Lite. I got this from Japan as a junk console. I mean, it looks pretty beat up. I mean, the hinges it's shot. So it's really floppy. So let's see how the power works. Alright, turns on, sound is fine. Top screen is definitely broken. Light is red, I'm assuming that's just because of the battery. So, oh wow, this button is shot. Go ahead and dive in. Wow, look at that is crusty. Look at that. Sheesh. Okay, so there's a few screws we need to remove to get this open. So really crusty. Cow. Look at that. That is nasty. Lots of boogers in there and everything. So, alright, jeez. Never seen a dirtier Game Boy or anything. There's even hair in here. How does hair get inside of here? Gross. Buttons off. Oh, make sure you don't lose these springs. Next, we're going to want to take off these. Do with your finger. You don't really need any special tools. It's the antenna and I think the Wi-Fi. Then you're going to want to take this off. Does have an adhesive, so sometimes it can be a little tough. Oh, okay. Sounds like you're breaking it, but as you can see, this was stuck to that. It's just a little adhesive pad right there. So you can leave that on there for now because we're going to need to put this back on it. So just put it aside for now. You want to thread these under. Sometimes it helps to lay it on the flat side down because it can tend to twist. Get caught on some of the components. So, okay, I think I got it. Gotta switch this back. Take this screw off. I think should be able to take, oh yeah, there we go. Should be a little bit sensitive to the ribbon cable. You can see it. It's right in there. Let's see here. There we go. So yeah, it should just fall out. This one's just really crusty, so let's see if I can take this ribbon cable off. We definitely don't want that getting in the way. Usually can just flip it up, so yeah, flips up, no problem. Whoa. Losing all my buttons. Oh no, look what happened. One of the contacts fell out of the rubber pads. That's not good. So hopefully I have another one of these lying around. Otherwise I'm gonna have to order another set because that's not gonna work. Maybe that's the reason the button was stuck. So not a big deal, but kind of annoying. So I'll try and put all the buttons to one side. It's really dusty. I mean, look at that power button. It is just filthy. Sorry, that's not the power, that's the volume. It's the power. That looks fine. Yeah, it just needs a really good scrubbing down. So let's grab the Q-tip and swab this up. This is really scratched up, but I mean, that's pretty typical of these things. So let's go ahead and clean this up. Next thing is take the screen off. You can clean this thing up too a little bit if you want to, which I'm gonna do. Okay. Now I'm gonna remove the stylus container, which I don't even have a stylus anymore, and the little white thingy. So, oh my god, that is so... You have to burn that thing. Should be okay now to have space for that microphone, or the speaker. The next thing we're gonna wanna do, put this to the side, we're gonna wanna take the ribbon cable and the Wi-Fi and speaker cable and feed it through there. See how it just slotted right through there. So that's one way to do it. Or you can also roll it up and stick it through this tiny little opening. But you need to get a sharp edge to get these little pads off. Alright, go ahead and take these out. Take these off. This just pops up pretty easily. It's just the wires down here that may give you some trouble, but just got this little sticker here. And here's what I'm saying, you know, with the other hinge, you can ball it up. This one you actually have to kind of roll it. So you gotta roll it to stick it through the little metal tube here. See that there? Thankfully for us, this is already dead, so we don't really need to worry too much about it. So just need to get these speakers off. Like I said, mine's already busted, but see how fragile that ribbon cable is? I mean, I kind of tugged on it, but I mean, if you did have a screen that worked, you don't want to tug on that nearly as hard. I'm gonna desolder these, see, and then you're gonna have to solder it back onto this board here in this area. Should be a pretty easy task. All you gotta do is desolder the wire. Go ahead and do that. 1, 2. Okay. You could do both, but I don't know. It's not really that necessary. It's especially since like the original Game Boy Advance, if that's what you're doing with this, the original Game Boy Advance only had one speaker anyway, so you could say you're kind of being truthful to the Game Boy Advance. Alright, so let's move this to the side. Keep that for parts, maybe for a later mod or build. So now we have our board again, and as I was showing you earlier, these are the test points, and this is where we're going to be soldering our resistor. So let's see, I've got my resistor. Got a bunch of these. They're really cheap. I'll show you where you can get them, but I think I got mine on eBay. So they come in like a strip pack, and you just cut them off as you need them. You can see how small they are. They're like, I don't even know how to describe this. I mean, the head of this screw right here is like almost the same. You can see it's tiny, so it kind of is a challenge to solder that. So I've seen some guides, I've even seen some videos already. For example, I think it was like Broken Past. We pre-tinned the test points, so I'm gonna do that. You can also see there's another guide online that they do the same method, so that's what I'm gonna do here. The points are LED A2 and LED C2, so you can see them there. That's where you're gonna want to put your pre-tin points. So let's go ahead and try that. You can see I'm really good at soldering that. So I think that'll do. See how I wedged it in between the 2 points there. So what I'm going to do now is try and solder those 2 points on there. So that one is good. Okay, there you go. Looks like it's soldered on pretty decently. So the next is the speaker. So right there, I'm going to pre-tin SPLD and VGND. Should be enough solder. Go. Next thing is I gotta give these things a bath because they're so filthy. I'm only gonna, like I said, use the Game Boy macro like a Game Boy Advance, so the lack of this contact is not gonna be a problem. And then I'm gonna fill in the hole on the actual shell here, and I'll show you how to do that. But that's not gonna be a problem by not having that. So I'll show you guys in the next few clips. So let's just make sure these are dry. I'm gonna do a little bit of body work here. Gotta clip these little thingies off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in the gap here, and I'm gonna sand it down and color it so it's all smooth. Let's just try and give it a little bit of a test. So you can just let your microphone stick to the motherboard. And then we gotta put the digitizer on, so let's go ahead and pop that on. Okay. Flip that down. Bam. Okay, I think we're in business. Look at that. Bam. It's in Japanese though, so. Oh, I'm gonna have to break out another Game Boy and figure out how to do that. But hey, we got it to work. Awesome. Let's keep going. Oh, I need to glue the speaker to the board here so it doesn't move around, but let's see if I can get it just magnetized on there and make sure it fits before I glue it. I think the wires are getting in the way, so I gotta tactfully place these. Then I can secure it with some heat resistant tape. It's tough because I want to get it in there without having to take anything else off. Okay, so everything is in the right place it needs to be. Do this without moving anything. Okay, since I don't have any double-sided sticky tape or glue or anything that I want to use, I'm just going to use this. This is Kapton tape, so it's heat-resistant tape. So I'm just going to tape the sides and basically just get it so it doesn't have to jumble around there until I can get some more tape. And you know, after I do the this mod, I'm going to be doing the shell mod anyway. So basically, I'm just going to do this for now, and then it'll be a temporary fix. It's really ghetto, but I mean, it works, so. Whoa. Alright, so let's get these buttons in. So as I was saying before, I have a missing contact pad there, so the two that we need are these two, so it doesn't really matter if I have one missing up there. So let's go ahead and put the buttons in. And like I said, I'm going to be filling these two in, so just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And then when I fill it in, I have this Instamorph moldable plastic, which is going to be filling the hole. So I'll do that in the next video. actually, screw needs to go there, so I'm gonna have to temporarily move this masterpiece. The two coated screws, you can tell they're different color than the other screws. See, it's like kind of yellow tinted. Those are the two that go in this circle and this circle. Alright. Finally got it in. Sheesh. I would suggest putting it in straight. Dropping the pin while the spring is in that notch. Shoving it in really quick, holding it, and then bringing it around. There you go. My volume slider here. There we go. And the power is still here somehow. Drop it all in. Yeah, maybe I'm going to put the volume in first. Snaps in place nicely. Alright, not too shabby. Let's get the screws on, outer screws. Some light. You can hear that well. Awesome. You got a nice Game Boy macro. Can always change that later. Oh, it died. Alright, let me get a charger. So I got my charger. See, it's charging really nicely. So let's see if I can configure this. I got my reshelled DS over here. You can see what the original color was. It's light bluish. Oh, I have my R4 in here, so let me take that out. Settings, Game Boy Advance mode, touchscreen, confirm, default set to bottom screen. Okay. All right. That wrench, GBA. Bottom screen, I guess it's already on there. Let's test the game. Oh, GBA. Easy flash. Sweet. What do I want to play? Let's try Mega Man 0. Looks like it's loading. So far it looks okay. Kind of want to get to the gameplay. It's really comfortable. So this is the first Game Boy macro I've ever done, and I kind of like the form factor. It's not bad. Compared to like my Game Boy Advance size, I mean, pretty much the same. It's actually a lot lighter, and I mean, if you're trying to do a backlight, this is probably the budget way to go. Granted, you do need like all of these resistors, and then you're going to need solder if you don't have that, so it's probably going to run you back a little bit, but I mean, this thing's pretty awesome. Let's see. I mean, it even runs the Easy Flash okay. I can always change this out so it's flush, which is the cool thing about the Easy Flash Omega. It does come with that little little plug-in thing. Never played this, so I didn't know how long this was going to take. I thought I was just going to jump in. There we go. Yeah, it runs fine. No problems. I actually like this D-pad so much better than the Game Boy Advance. It's kind of stiff, I guess you could say. It might be partially because of the shell that I used, which has a new rubber membrane for, you know, all the contacts and stuff. So that could be part of it, but man, I actually kind of like the D-pad on this a little bit better. The buttons, they're actually a little bit better too. And I don't know if you paid attention to the design. They're kind of like built and like molded in, so maybe that makes it a little bit better. Have a more of a clicky feel. But yeah, the form factor on this is pretty damn good. I gotta see if I can replace the touch screen, because it's kind of grimy and definitely scratched up here. I don't know if I can replace that, or just maybe I can peel it off without damaging it. So we'll see if I can explore that in another video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I might make a few more of these, because this was actually really fun and pretty easy, especially for my first time. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.